Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show, the madhouse for film freaks and film fans of all types. I'm your host, Brian Coddington, joined by my fellow co-host and filmmaker, John Woolscroft.
Paul Rudd is a vampire. There's no other explanation.
I am convinced of that, too. More and more, every movie that I see him in, that man must, in fact, be a vampire. But we're still in 90s month, right?
Oh, yeah. We're still kicking it in the 90s. Da bomb up in here.
Da bomb and totally bussin', right? Because that's the thing we said in there. But this week we're continuing 90s month by diving into another classic. This one really is a classic. Last week we talked about losing track of my brain of what movie did we talk about?
Reality Bites.
Reality Bites. I knew it begins with an R. Yes. But we're going just 1 year past that to 1995, talk about Clueless, a movie that some would say gives Reality Bites a run for its money in being kind of the movie of the 90s. And we couldn't do this episode with, that's obviously, it's about ladies, and John, you and I are not that.
Nope. I'm poking it. Nope, it's there. Yeah.
It's still there. And I don't think we would do it at service if we talked about it, because we wouldn't want to be called, neckbeards, because we kind of already are. So we got some cool guests to join us for this one. We have Sarah and Kellie of the Final Girls with us. How are you doing, guys?
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Thank you
for being on.
Being on here, man. This is awesome. I've been following the Final Girls for a while.
Oh, thank you. And I do want to. Do you have your video? Do you do video too?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Okay, yeah. So I want to. In honor. Yep, there it is.
She got a shirt that says whatever.
And yep, I've had this shirt for so long. So yeah, this is my favorite movie of all time. When you guys sent me the list of movies to choose from, I was like, oh, I cannot wait to talk about this one with you guys. So thank you for having us on. I'm speaking for both of us, but we're very excited to be here.
I don't own any Clueless memorabilia for reasons, but it's funny because I'm not going to stand up and show it, but I'm actually wearing a shirt that is not Clueless related, but it actually carries almost the exact same message. It's the shirt that you're wearing because it says, I have a severe case of it is what it is, which I feel like is basically saying the same thing as whatever. So
I mean, Kellie, you've got flannel on. We could say you're kind of dressed like Ty
That's 90s.
In this movie.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll go happy accident.
I'm the Ty here.
You're the Ty here. Sarah, would you be the Cher or you totally Cher?
It's funny because my best friend from elementary school and I call ourselves Cher and Dion, and she's the Dion and I'm the Cher. So yeah, absolutely. Nice.
I don't know, John. Which one would you be? Would you be Cher, a Dion, or Ty?
Oh, I think I'm Ty. Yeah, I'm the one that
totally
needs help to be cool. Yeah.
You could be Amber. Be Amber.
Nobody wants to be Amber. Amber doesn't even want to be Ambular. Yeah, I would say John and I are totally Ties. We're not cool enough to be any of the guys. Not even the skateboarding druggy kid. We're not even cool enough to be Breckenmeyer.
Travis
Birkenstock. I'm like, okay, you're named after a shoe.
Perfect.
After a shoe. So I gotta ask you guys this question, and I'll start. Sarah and Kellie with you. When was the first time you saw this movie? Can you remember? It obviously wasn't this time around. I know, Sarah, you said this is your favorite film, but when was the first time you saw it? Did you see it when it came out?
I saw it when it came out, yeah. I was obsessed from the minute I saw it. My friend down the street had HBO, and I didn't. And they showed this movie on HBO all the time, on repeat. And she would call me when it was on, and I would run down the street and watch it with her. So, yeah.
So I'm sure I did see this when it first came out. It did not resonate for me like it did for Sarah. This is probably has come across if you have listened to any of our episodes, but Sarah and I had very different high school experiences, and it's probably coming across now also. And so I was the nerd, the smarty pants, the not the cool girl, not the fashion forward, walk down the hallway in like a cute outfit type of person. Still not that person, and fine with that. That's just never been me.
Yeah.
And so this kind of like high school movie was just never what I sought out. And I also went to an all girl like high school, but and like it's fun. It's just not my thing. It's funny too because like, we obviously mostly do horror movies for our podcast, and I usually prefer that. But once in a while we get asked on to other podcasts to do what we call palate cleansers. And then so I was watching this in between like a bunch of like really gory stuff, and
That's
it's
the
just
only way
such a
to do
weird
it, though.
it's such a weird experience. Weird experience because we've also been watching a lot of horror movies that kind of have this same vibe, but then they'll have like lots of gore in them also. So I'm like almost like waiting for the hatchet to drop.
That's one of
But,
those things where like you want to be like, I hate AI, but I do want to see what would happen if we combine say,
right?
Clueless with, I don't know, Terrifier.
If you cross Clueless with The Craft, you get forbidden fruits.
Yeah,
you get forbidden fruits. That which I
That's
literally just
Sarah's new
watched again this morning.
obsession.
It's mine.
I haven't
I
seen
literally
that
watched
one.
it again this morning.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
it's
that one.
really good.
Where is it? Where
It's
was
really-
it? Is it? Where's it streaming at?
It's on video on demand right now, and
Okay.
it comes out on Shudder on June 26th. Yes, I know. That's how obsessed I am with that one too.
Write that down.
It's on.
Sarah and
It's gonna be on Shudder.
Yeah.
We currently have not opposing in the sense of like she hates
Complimentary.
mine and I hate hers. Complementary horror obsessions. Hers is Forbidden Fruits, which I have not seen yet, but like, everyone anticipated would be like hers. And mine is Send Help, which I am like
Love
which I have in the
Send Help.
background.
We did an episode on it.
Can't.
We did a whole episode. I can see it. Yeah.
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 I'll have to listen to your episode, but yeah. So we're having a great time with the horror right now and with Final Girls too. So.
Nice. So, to piggyback off of your point, Kelly, I too was a fucking nerd in high school. Still am.
Nothing wrong with it,
Nothing
dude.
wrong. No. I always tell people, I'm like, I despised high school. It was not fun. It was very much one of those things where like I close that part out of your brain, like Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind, where they wipe that part out. I'm like, wipe
Men in
that part
Black.
out. Yeah, just wipe that section out. Those 4 years. But I can't sit there and say like I didn't enjoy Clueless. I was not honestly really into it when it first came out. I also, Sarah, found it on HBO because my family did have HBO. So like that was my exposure to it. I didn't see it in the theaters. But what was interesting to me was just Hollywood's take on style at that time was what I saw. And honestly, like, you can't say that they didn't get it right because a lot of the styles that you see in that movie, I 100% remember seeing people wear. Not necessarily to that degree because like I lived at the time in Pennsylvania where they weren't that fashion forward, but you definitely saw those things pass through.
Oh, 100%. It's absolutely like accurate of the time period. Yeah, it's a little they're Beverly Hills. So it's like the rich kid version, but yeah, the plaid, the knee-high socks.
Yes.
Absolutely had the knee-high socks and
the giant platforms I didn't see though. I didn't see anyone with the giant platforms though.
No, but you see the baby doll tees like this one. There's the scene where after the makeover where Ty is wearing the baby doll tee with the heart on it. I absolutely had that. But yeah, the other things like the accessories were very spot on, and like the feather pen. I still have a feather pen.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's very accurate.
Yeah, John, what about you? Were you the cool kid in high school?
No, but like. No, I would say I was just very normal.
You were
middle
normal.
of the road. I wasn't like the nerdy kid that got bullied all the time, but I wasn't a jock alpha kid either. I just was.
So
right
you were
there in the
Elton?
middle. Maybe.
You were friends with everybody. You were Elton.
Yeah, there you go.
Just not a jerk.
Right. But yeah, I also saw this. Well, I want to say I saw it on HBO because my sister had recorded it off onto VHS off of HBO. So I watched our VHS copy.
That's way to do it.
And
love that.
I recently helped my mom move, and it was on a tape that also had Hook and Addams Family Values. 2 other things.
my God,
that she
Hook.
recorded off of.
Oh,
Love Hook.
Yeah.
3 of my favorite movies growing up. Wow.
So yeah, that's where I initially saw it. And like I didn't actually associate this in any way with, because I was just starting middle school, so I wasn't in high school at the time, but also it just seemed otherworldly. Like beautiful rich people in California was not something that I could register with, even though they were going to high school and I was going to middle school. It seemed otherworldly almost to me, so
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
like
connect it to my school experience.
but I grew up in California, and I'm saying it was still otherworldly to me also. But like,
To be
okay,
fair, they were like 20-year-old high school students.
sure,
Right,
but
yeah.
also they're like rich as shit. Like it's
Yes.
insane. She lives in a house that looks like the White House. Like it's ridiculous.
The columns date back to 1972.
Isn't it classic?
You know what?
Dude.
You know what? Not an ounce of gold on any of
That
those
is
columns.
true.
Yeah.
Not
That
an
is true.
ounce of gold. They had class back then. Okay.
Yep. Money did buy taste back then.
It really did. It also bought a computer that just sorted all of your clothes.
Oh,
Which-
that was my
You know what?
dream as a kid. I wanted that so badly.
That's a level of OCD that I don't know anyone in actual life has. Like,
You know what though? That's actually okay. I actually do have OCD, and there have been times in my life where even though I'm not fashion forward, where I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if I had an app where I could like organize my closet by like taking pictures of my clothes and then like, like planning my outfit for like, I wanted it for travel purposes, so I could know like what I was packing and like what I had in my suitcase and stuff like that. So I have like toyed around with stuff like that before. Not like this, where she has like a full body photo of herself,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like an old like Barbie game where you could like then superimpose your outfit like over yourself and see like how it looks and everything. I mean, that's pretty nuts.
it is really
That's
nuts.
pretty
and,
nuts.
And I gotta say, where is that app? Like, seriously. We're in 2026 now. Why hasn't somebody
There are
vibe
apps.
coded that?
There are apps.
That's like that, where it's got your face and it swaps between
Oh,
all
I'm
of your outfit?
sure. I'm sure, because when I last looked into it, it had to be like 10 years ago. So if there
okay.
isn't at least like 20 versions of that now,
Yeah,
I would
but
be shocked.
I want it to look exactly like Cher's. Like the 90s, like user interface, like with the big buttons
Yeah.
and the old school
I want
fonts
eight
and-
bits per
Yes,
frames per
yes.
second moving. That's what I need.
Yeah.
I need that.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't-
make it really cumbersome to use.
you
Yeah.
can't even use it
Mhm.
on a phone. You have to use it on an old PC
Desktop,
from
sure.
1995.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's how it
100%.
works. That's how it works.
I'm here for that.
Well, interesting thing about the behind the scenes of this movie. This movie actually didn't start off as a movie. It started off as a TV show idea. So the idea behind it is that Amy Heckerling was working with 20th Century Fox, and they wanted a TV show about high school students, but they didn't want it to be about, actual high school students. They wanted to be about, quote unquote, pretty rich people. No nerds. And no nerds. And this is someone who like came from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. So
I
like,
was gonna say,
so like that movie, but like get rid of all the nerds.
Right.
but
And
make Spicoli as
yes.
Travis.
yes, yeah,
Mhm.
you can totally see
Yeah.
the through line there. But
Definitely.
she had read Emma by Jane Austen in college, and liked the idea of melding these two worlds, the contemporary 1995 or 94 at this time, with Emma, and seeing what could you get away with. And I guess at first when they made the script for it, they shopped it around and leave it to Hollywood to be misogynistic as all fuck, because of course they're going to be. The first thing they said is, where's all the dudes at? Literally, they're like, we can't sell this. There's no dudes in here. Can you add dudes to this? Because guys
Sounds
won't go
right.
to see the movie. Yeah, like it's the same fucking thing. So
the guys are going for Wallace Shawn.
yeah.
And
all
Kirk
us
from
hip
Scrubs.
guys in the 90s were into Wallace.
You know what, John? There's no movies for guys.
Right?
There's
Yeah.
there's
like-
none.
None whatsoever.
second
The
class
default is
citizens.
not for men.
God forbid a guy has to see a movie with Alicia Silverstone in it.
Oh, it's so
my God.
horrible.
Like the horror.
It's so fucking horrible. I don't know if anyone could sit there through 2 hours of Alicia Silverstone and Stacey Dash pre-MAGA.
Plus
know?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
I
free
mean,
MAGA.
who appeals to
Yeah.
Paul Rudd appeals to
Paul
us
Rudd.
all, I think we
Paul
can
Rudd
agree. Like,
gives us all funny feelings. We're not going to lie about that. Not just because we're jealous that he has found the fountain of youth and is
and
immortal.
is a vampire, like you
Well,
said. Yeah.
he's either a vampire or he is the Highlander, one of the two.
Yeah,
Paul
he's
Rudd, you mean that-
So
unproblematic.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
He's so gorgeous, so cute. Yeah, and like you said, unproblematic. Like, when has he
That-
ever been unpleasant? I mean, come on.
That guy from Home Alone or Halloween 6?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know that
Yeah.
the good one. That
What
one.
he's most well known for.
Everybody knows him from Halloween 6, the best one in the whole series.
Sure.
Never going to get a better one than that. But yeah, apparently Scott Rudden, hopefully pronounce his name right, liked the idea so much that he then greenlit it and started casting people. And Alicia Silverstone really was fresh off of that Aerosmith music video at the time.
Yeah.
Kind of
With
problematic.
Liv Tyler.
since-
Yeah,
yeah,
very
You mean-
she was like
Yeah.
teenager.
You mean the
Yeah.
videos where Steven Tyler sexualizes his own daughter?
Yeah.
His own daughter, yeah.
Yeah.
So fun. Yeah, great.
Yeah, there's
Oh, and it's Brian, it's Rudin, Scott Rudin.
Rudin. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
mispronouncing it, sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, filled it out with a ton of actors who ultimately became big, massive stars from this film. I mean, obviously, Alicia Silverstone, Paul Rudd, Stacey Dash, kinda. I still say the biggest one out of this one that I think is underappreciated enough is Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Like, if
100%.
I had to
Yeah.
say just one person who stole the show and, in my
Mhm.
opinion, like, represents more of this film than Alicia Silverstone, it's Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
R.I.P.
That's fair.
yeah,
That's very
R.I.P..
fair.
RP.
Yeah.
Just because, and we'll get to it, but I think that she has the most consistent arc for her character for the film. Like,
Mhm.
one of the pieces of criticism you get is that there is no arc for any character in this movie. Like, that's one of the things that when I was doing my review searching, a lot of people were like, there's no arc, there's no character, there's no plot. It's just Cher does some goofy shit and it's kind of vignetted. And they're not wrong. It is basically a series of vignettes that all kind of tie to one another.
Mhm.
But Brittany Murphy's tie does have a consistent arc. She goes from
Mhm.
being very nerdy, very un-Beverly Hills to being at the height of that Beverly Hills S, and then kind of reconciling the two.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so she kind of does have a traditional arc. But I mean, outside of her, I mean, you've got Donald Faison of Scrubs fame,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
which I find it hilarious that there's a whole scene about him shaving his head, and I'm like, is that
What am I going to tell my
controversial?
grandchildren?
maybe it's because I'm a bald man. I'm just like, oh, okay. That
Well, it was
the
right before
thing.
the yearbook pictures.
Well, yes,
Mhm,
yes,
Yeah.
she was gonna threaten calling his mom, which apparently that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
But
meanwhile, his mom's gonna see that he doesn't have any hair, anyways.
yeah,
She's gonna notice, I
she's
think.
gonna notice.
How many ball caps can you wear around Ma? You know.
Well, I mean, a lot apparently. That's all everyone wears is their greasy hat. Like it's literally said in the movie. But some other people who really kind of took off from this, Jeremy Sisto kind of took off. I think he did. Breckin Meyer, as I mentioned, is Travis Birkenstock, greatest name of all time. But you know, you even have some other stars in here from like the yesteryear. Like I was surprised to see Julie Brown in this. I mean, she was hot shit in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, so was Amy Heckerling. So it's actually kind of very interesting to me that she can have two era-defining films about being young in two different decades.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a really good point.
Yeah. So do we want to get a little bit into the plot of this movie? Because the plot of this movie is kind of all over the place. And it starts really centered around Cher. What type of person is Cher? And, you know, obviously, Sarah, you're a fan of this. Tell us a little bit about Cher. What's she like?
I love Cher because she is doing her best. She is very smart and very articulate. I mean, she's the daughter of a lawyer, so she obviously was raised to be very articulate and very strategic in her interpersonal relations. She's just, I love how she just is herself and she knows who she is. I think that's what's really cool about her character is she has boundaries. That's the other thing. Like when she's in the car with Elton, she's very, very forceful. I mean, he's disgusting with her and does not take no for an answer. And she gets out of the car and she's just like, no, fuck you, dude. Like I don't need to deal with this. And I mean, as girls, we're conditioned to be nice. You know, we're conditioned.
She literally tries to enforce boundaries with the guy who is mugging her at gunpoint.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to get on the ground. It's
you don't understand. This dress.
This is a Alaya.
This is an Alaya. This is a gun.
I will shoot you in the head.
She also cares. She cares about people. She cares about her dad. She cares that he gets his he eats well. And she also like knows the exact right amount to take things like seriousness to take things. So she doesn't take things too seriously, but she takes things seriously when they need to be taken seriously. So I just love her so much.
Yeah. I know for me, at the time I first saw this this came out in 95, so I was around 10. Okay. But when I first saw this, I don't think I really paid too much attention to Cher's character because you tend to get all wrapped up in everybody else, right? You tend to get wrapped up in the, you know, people on the peripheral of her world, right? You know, people like her relationship with Dee and Dee's boyfriend and Ty and her quest for a boyfriend for Ty and then all the stuff with Christian and her, but like it's never so much about her. But like when I was rewatching this, I was like, you know what? This person, kind of to your point, Sarah, cares about everyone, even if it's started off from a grain of self-serving. Like a lot of what she does. Starts off from being self-serving. And if I had to say, like, what is Cher's arc in the movie? It is not being self-serving and not looking at it. Like, she goes from, I'm going to do these things, like I'm going to matchmake my two very nerdy teachers together. Which I would say if there's anything that's what is the most Jane Austen Emma thing here, it is that whole matchmaking between the two teachers and trying to make that whole thing work.
To get a better grade.
Yes, it is totally because she wants to get a better grade. It is not because she gives a two shits about these teachers. But then you contrast that with at the end of the movie where she's like, yeah, I think I'm going to do something good for the world. And you could say like that's kind of an airheady type thing. I'm saying, no, she's not doing it for anything self-serving. She's doing it because she realizes I probably should use my powers for good and not just to serve me.
I think she does care about the teachers, though. I think she does care. I think I think there's a little bit of coexisting with those two ideas that a lot of it is self-serving, like getting, she's really into Christians. She's like, there's no harm in finding someone for myself too. And befriending or going after the PE teacher, like she's having boy issues to get a better grade. And yeah, she starts out self-serving 100%. I think she does care though. I think she really does.
I think her arc
yeah.
is that she realizes that she enjoys doing the good deeds.
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
she does the good deeds, and then she's like, oh, like when she starts like seeing the effects of those good deeds, like especially on the teacher. She's like, oh wow, like she was really happy when that just happened, and it makes her happy. And she starts to realize that, and then that kind of like bleeds into her behavior, and she starts doing it more and more because she finds that it also makes her happy. But I wanted to say that I think there's also like, I want to give her like a little bit of credit here because I think there's tiers to this, like doing good behavior and like the reasons for doing good behavior, because, and this is partially, my opinion on this is partially colored because I was just rewatching, because obviously I'm on a huge Rachel McAdams kick. I was just rewatching Mean Girls and The Hot Chick. And so Regina George is fresh in my mind. And like, so like normally this type of character that she's playing is positioned as like the Regina George type. Like, the fashionista is like the pretty blonde popular fashionista is like the bitch, and the one you don't want to be around, the one you don't want to spend the time with as a character. But the thing about Cher is that like she actually has a good heart, whereas like Regina is like straight evil. And so
She really is
it
straight evil.
almost so it's like if you have a sliding scale where it's like Regina George is doing things to like actively harm people, and then Cher is doing good things even if they're just like benefiting herself. And then at all the way the good end of the scale would be like someone who's doing good things purely to benefit other people. At least Cher is like closer to that than she is to like the Regina George like end of the scale of like actively harming people. So
Yeah. I'd
I'll
say
give her
Cher's a chaotic good.
there you go. There you go.
Well,
That's you said
at
it much
the end
more
of the day,
succinctly.
yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, these characters are very vapid and insipid. Let's be honest. That's
100%.
That's the gag.
I still wouldn't like hang out with
can't-
them, but
Yeah, she can't be doing things completely selflessly because that's not, she grew up in wealth and privilege. So,
Totally.
everything is going to be, what can I get out of this? But then she can change as the movie goes on.
And that's the sign of a good movie, is if the characters, and at the end of it, somehow changed. I am glad they never made a sequel to this, although there was a TV spin-off,
show.
There is a TV show.
We don't ever have to talk about that one because
we don't talk about that one.
only Ambular showed up
really?
in that one because
And Stacey Dash too.
was she in it too?
Yeah.
She needed
Is
a
it bad?
paycheck. Yeah.
It's bad.
It showed up. Let's be honest here. This was a, hey, let's throw it on TGIF, and then they quickly got rid of it after I think like maybe 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's like that Ferris Bueller show they created.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the early 90s.
What?
Oh, you didn't know that?
I don't even think they finished the season. I think there was like they aired like 6 or 7 of them, and then they just done. Yeah.
Look it up. There is a Ferris. I'm sure the pilot's still up on YouTube, but yeah, there is a Ferris Bueller spinoff. I forget who. There was some famous actress who was in it that I'm blanking on. But they got their start in that movie. It might have been Sarah Jessica Parker, if I remember correctly.
Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, that was it.
What the hell?
SJP was already around.
She was already famous. She didn't need to stoop to being in knockoff
That
TV
is
shows.
weird.
You're like, I just went down a rabbit hole of knockoff TV shows.
Gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cher is a character in this that really does start off, very selfish, and then over time learns to do somewhat altruistic things. I love the fact that everything she does kind of bleeds into one thing. Like, she never just starts one thing and finishes it. It always is like, well, I've got to go remake Ty so that she looks socially appropriate for Beverly Hills. But then maybe I should go find a boyfriend too, because there's that. It's almost like you're on a train of thought that doesn't ever stop. And I think that for people watching this movie who maybe didn't see this in 95, I think that might be one criticism that you could have, is that it's not a traditional movie in the sense that, like, you've got a setup or anything like that. It really does jump into this world almost instantly. And it can be a little jarring. Thoughts on
which
that?
to me felt like another planet.
Really, for you? You're like, this is another planet.
Well, just growing up in Northwest Pennsylvania, in the snow belt, middle class, didn't really, sense what it was like to. I always thought it was so weird in these movies where people would leave the building to go to the bathroom at school, because like when it's as cold as where I live, the bathrooms are in
we
the
never
school.
fucking did that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had outdoor schools in California.
That's funny.
See, I was born in California, but I only went to school there for
you
like a couple.
were?
Yeah.
Where?
Orange
What
County.
part of California?
Orange
County. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I still have relatives out there. My aunt lives in Orange directly.
Oh, yeah.
But I moved out there when I was like 5. So I have very few memories of living in California. So I didn't get to enjoy the external bathrooms that you all had. I, like John,
The one perk,
had one bathroom, or our bathrooms were indoors, like that. But moving on to some other characters here, I think, if we're talking about Cher, we got to talk about Paul Rudd, who's kind of the anti-Cher, if you think about it.
Well, and
Yeah.
sanctimonious too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Paul Rudd, they present him as kind of call this problematic if you want to, because the movie makes it very problematic, and that's going to be a big talking point we're getting to. But Paul Rudd is Cher's former stepbrother named Josh, who is maybe like, what would you folks say, like 20?
I would say he's 21 or
21.
22. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in undergrad for sure.
He's
but
totally an undergrad.
the end of undergrad.
And she's what, 16?
She's 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a reason why we're pausing and going, Yeah, we'll get to it.
I mean, that was weird even back then too.
I don't,
I mean,
I don't think
she
people
even
were
said something
weirded
about
out by it back then. I really
Okay.
don't.
That's what
I
I'm
was.
wondering.
But she
don't.
even says something about it at the end. Remember when they kiss and she's like, as if this is California, not Kentucky. So she knows that that's a thing.
But that's just like, that makes it weirder almost, because then the movie's like acknowledging, like, yep, this is gross. Hey, we're doing it anyway. I don't know.
I mean, she's wrong. The whole weirdness not being like, first of all, fine, we'll get to it right now. I was going to wait, but we'll get into it now. Yeah, the end of the movie is that Josh and Cher end up together, which you might say, but Brian, weren't they former step siblings? Yes, they were. And
There's no blood there. There's no
I don't
blood
care.
Sure.
I don't care.
It is so weird.
This is literally the plot of so many pornos. It's not even funny.
It is.
It is so many porno films are this plot.
To be fair, I think that's more trendy now than it was then. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
That's more trendy now.
The fact is they exist. And like no one acknowledged, like the funny thing is, like I was looking at reviews of this, and the whole age gap, which I think is even more of an issue. No one seemed to care back then about it.
I agree with you. I think the age gap is worse than the other thing. They're both
They're both
weird,
bad.
but the age gap thing is like
That's more
bad
problematic.
for-
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
bad for like other reasons like that
Yeah.
are worse to me.
Yeah.
And
I
they
mean, Grant,
literally at times refer to her as the kid, and I'm like, oh, like you're getting with her.
I'm
I don't
also
like that.
looking at the dad going like, you see what the fuck is going on, don't you? Like, you're concerned.
He is a lawyer.
You're
Yeah.
fucking concerned about Christian, the guy who comes in, the metrosexual, dressed to the nines, listen to fucking Billie Holiday, and
Right.
you're not worried at all about your former stepson just being like, I don't trust that guy. I don't like him. I don't think I'm good. I think I should go watch you. Do you think she should go with him? Like,
You're not
like,
gonna let her wear that.
I would be like, dude, like, why does it matter? Why are you
But, like,
asking these questions?
I was rewatching this movie with my fiance Nirvan, and he was like, "Does the stepdad or does the dad know?" And I was like, I don't think so." But he was like, "Did you see the look he just
There
gave
is-
like Paul
there
Rudd's character
is-
though?" And I
there
was like,
is a
"Oh,
look.
I rewound it," and I was like, "Wait,
there's a
you're
look.
right. He totally gives him a look." And I was like, "What is going on? This is
He
getting
It's like his
weirder
blessing.
now."
fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like his blessing.
You're so right. It's like he would rather it be Paul Rudd.
Well, you know what the funny thing is?
Raw
So-
dog my daughter, young man. Raw dog her to death.
Oh my god.
No. No.
Give her a 16-year-old baby. Yeah.
Oh, gross.
No.
You know what the funny thing is, though? So if you look at the source material, apparently Josh's character is like the father's neighbor who's
Hmm.
like his buddy. So I guess
Okay.
they made it like, well, how can we make it less icky? Because it'd be kind of weird if it was like, oh, you're going to get with the
Thi-
father's drinking buddy.
This is less icky.
Yeah. Like
They're
apparently,
family.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're former family. Like, I don't give a shit what the fuck you're talking about. And then on top of that, like the age gap is the problem I see. Like, I knew people in high school. There was always one, right? Everybody's got one person in their high school graduating class who was like, oh yes, they went to prom with someone who was way older than they should be. Can we all agree with that? Like, we've all had that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
one
yeah,
of my
well-
friends, actually.
I'm sorry. They really They really like Clueless, is what you're saying.
They wanted to live it.
They're like, you know what? I have no problem with that ending. I think, yeah, you should get with someone who's a good, over the age of consent. Why not? But like, I when I was rewatching it, I just kept going. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of problems with that ending. There's a lot of problems with that relationship, and there's no amount of like mental gymnastics that you can do to get
Yeah.
over that. And I know they had to wrap it up somehow, but I just don't know if I would have landed on, hey, yeah, why don't you get with your former stepbrother who is a good 4 or 5 years your senior?
I think
Well-
any other decision would have been better, like preferable, like any other.
Or, you
if
know
they
what
died in a car accident, that would have been better.
Or you know what they could have done? Here's the other thing you could have done. You could have just made it a senior in high school who's in the same high school you're in.
Yeah.
You
That's
could.
too-
Who
Coulda.
would take? I'm not defending this by any
I know.
stretch of
I'm
the
not
imagination.
calling you out because I know you're a big fan of Clueless. I'm just saying.
No, this has always been a thing that, as a fan, you have to kind of embrace for impact when you watch it. But I mean, if he were a senior in high school, he wouldn't be able to take her driving. But why would it have to be the stepbrother anyway? And he probably wouldn't have been able to pick her up at the Val party. I mean, I guess there's certain reasons why he's older, but again, you don't necessarily need that.
I
You could
look at it-
probably add another one.
Yeah,
another
I look at it
character.
as there are more ways to make it work if he's just a senior in her high school
That's
than there
absolutely
are ways to keep it the
Yeah.
way it is.
you just
Like,
adjust as
You
needed,
could
yeah.
make it where Paul Rudd's character is a senior in high school who's doing some sort of law clerk bullshit with Cher's dad and sparks fly, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a lot easier of a sell for me and less one
Yeah.
that makes me go, ugh. Like, than what we have.
Or maybe he's Ant-Man and he shrinks down
Yeah.
super small and he takes his vehicle over there and then, gets her out of trouble. So
we can combine those two worlds. We can totally combine those two worlds.
By the way, I just looked it up in an incognito tab, but I'm still probably on a watch list now. The age of consent in California is 18, not 16. So
we could have told you
I
that.
thought there was a chance it might be 16, and that's how Amy was like getting around
the
that.
loophole.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a loophole there. There you go. But I'm surprised no one calls that one out on her whenever she does like interviews. Just be like, hey, by
For
the way,
real.
what was the fucking deal with that? Whose idea was it that?
She
Whose
probably
idea
has
thought
it in
that?
her interview contract. Like, do not ask me about the age thing in Clueless.
You will not mention step family incest or the age of consent in Clueless.
It's
if I'm
going to
do an interview.
Everything she signs, for sure.
You will not
I had a
compare
friend-
Clueless to a porno film at all, even though there are many like that.
Oh, and I mean, they have a very passionate kiss at the end that is very
Yeah, they
explicit. And that's,
do.
I was going to bring up too. I had a friend, one of my best friends, who we used to watch this movie all the time, a different friend than the HBO friend. But when I watched it with her, she would always turn it off before then because she was so grossed out by it. And I was like, that's fair. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving down the line of characters to call out, I think it's worth mentioning some of the dudes in here, because it was refreshing to me to see the dudes be presented as one-dimensional characters in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I gotta be honest with you. And I'm not just saying
Yeah.
this because you ladies are here. I'm saying this because I see a lot of movies where they do the exact same thing with female characters, where they
Right.
very
Yeah.
much make them one-dimensional. And I gotta be honest with you, it was nice to see that, with the exception of Josh, obviously. We talked a lot about how his character is fleshed out. Gross. But
Before he flushes her out.
gross.
Oh, you had to, huh?
Yeah,
You just had
fucking had to
to.
do it. But like the characters of like Travis Birkenstock and Elton, these characters are as like even Murray are one-dimensional stereotypical characters.
Even Christian.
Even Christian is a stereotypical character. They have
Very.
no depth. And I
Yeah.
think that's great because, I don't pretend to say like every movie has to have characters that are completely fleshed out and every movie has to have completely detailed characters, but they're not the point. They
Yeah.
really aren't. And I think anyone
Yeah.
who would complain about this might say, well, the dude's characters aren't fleshed. I'm like, dude, how many movies have you seen where that's the exact
Honestly.
same problem? Like,
For real.
But they added them in, right? Just
They
because the
added
men
them
were like,
in,
we
yes.
need dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have just been all girlies, but
Yeah.
nope, had to. But yeah, I wonder if adding them as one dimensional was because it was just fulfilling that obligation.
Well, I think it was
And then
that, and it showed off the stereotypes of the time. I mean,
Yeah.
I was in middle school when this movie came out, but like I knew people that were the Travis Birkenstocks. Those were usually my friends I hung out with, or I didn't know really any of the Murrays, or we all knew the Eltons. We were like, fuck that guy.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
they were stereotypes, right?
I want to point out one really funny stereotype that
Yeah.
they use in this movie, which is when they're doing the whole thing where they're pointing out the different cliques, like high school cliques, which they have to do in every
course.
fucking high school comedy ever created. And one of them is the Persian Mafia. And I have to point that out because, as you can probably tell from his name, my fiance Nirvan is Persian, and so I was like, I rewound that part because he was in the other room, and I was like, Nirvan, look, and he was like, oh my god, that's the only thing that me and my friends ever remember about this movie, and it's because they make a joke about them all having BMWs.
BMWs.
And he always jokes about that. It was so funny.
I loved it
so,
when they
yeah.
pointed out the AV people, because I'm like, oh, that's me. That
You know what?
that's
They
me. It's me and John right
I
there.
And I appreciate that when they do that whole thing in this movie, they don't go as far as they take it in some other movies where it's like, there's the goth kids, there's the kids who are like obsessed with dinosaurs, there's like, whatever. It's like sometimes it gets ridiculous. I've been trying to remember something I meant to say earlier, and it finally just hit me now, and I think it's because they do this in Bring It On also. But I was gonna say, Josh's character in this movie reminds me so much of Jesse Bradford's character in Bring It On. The way that he is with Torrance in that movie is like how Josh is with Cher in this movie. Like they're kind of like dynamic, just kind of reminded me.
I have never seen Bring It On.
I literally just watched that the other night.
Okay.
They're very non-threatening. They're non-threatening guys.
Bring It On. I am
totally open to all movies. I am not someone who's like, ew, no, girl movies, ew. I'll watch it.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
I have no interest in cheerleading, and as you can hear, I don't even really like this type of like high school like movie thing. But me and my fiance watched all the Bring It On movies. That's how stupid and fun they were. And if you watch it, you're gonna be like, oh, he's the Paul Rudd character. Like you're gonna know immediately. And no, I would recommend it. It's fun. It's really fun. So
check it out.
It is.
That's
fun.
all. Sorry to derail. It is fun.
John, have you seen it?
Yeah, but
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's just me. I'm the asshole here.
It's fun, and the cheers, they're like really catchy, and like anyway,
That's
it's
so
fun.
funny. I literally just watched that the other night.
That's
it is
hilarious.
Such a fun movie. It
is
fun.
really fun.
And it's still big red.
Red. I've been meaning to learn that opening dance. Yeah,
I love it. It's okay. You'll get it soon.
I'll get it.
There's videos. There's really funny like TikToks of people doing like in different like professions and workplaces doing the intro to that. Where they're all the cheerleaders. Yeah. Man, so fun. I need to learn that. That's on my list to do.
Yeah. But to kind of round out the characters that I think are really important to talk about. I mean, we mentioned a little bit at the top of the show, but Ty, I think is really core. She, for me, kind of represents us in the movie.
Totally. 100%.
You know what I mean? I mean, I look at it as like the viewer, like person who's dropped into this world.
Yeah.
Literally, like you're dropped into this Barbie land. That's what it kind of reminds me of bright, sunny, matching outfits, and Ty kind of adapts to it and kind of takes to it to the nth degree. And I think the reason why a lot of people, I think, really look at Brittany Murphy in this is that she kind of approaches this character as being very wide-eyed and very, like, amazed by all of this. And also the fact that, like, no one's really a jerk to her, which I think, like, is counter to reality. Like, I think reality is, new person comes into town, they're usually, like, kind of treated like shit until they kind of adapt to it. And this is kind of the opposite.
I would say the only time that anyone is like shady at her would be when Cher is in the car with Elton and she's like, I've been trying to get you with Ty. And he's like, Ty, do you know who my father is? Like, fuck you, dude.
Well, Elton's a piece of shit.
Or what about when they're at the fucking mall and she almost gets thrown over the fucking balcony?
That wasn't because she was a nerd. That wasn't because she was a nerd. I know. Because those guys were assholes. Yeah.
I know, but that was insane.
They would have done that to any woman that they were there with.
I know, but that was like psychotic. And like after we watched it, Nirvan was like, wait, so that scene was really weird, right? And then like after he said that, I started to think about it and it made me realize how weird that scene actually is.
Yeah, the fact they almost like dropped her over the railing is like, I saw that too. I'm just like, that's kind of attempted murder.
Yeah, and then it kind of gives her, a reason to have like this little bit of a like near-death experience kind of that she can talk to and
social capital. Yeah
exactly, but then it just kind of ends and then the scene like that's the end of it for the rest of it, and it's just like it's such a
this
weird
movie does
thing
that a
to
lot.
put in there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's vignettes.
Right.
The whole movie is just a series of vignettes
lightly connected.
Yes, that are lightly, and it's it's, you could call it, the tragedy of screenwriting here. It's voiceover that connects everything, right?
Yeah.
I'm one of those people who's like, I fucking hate voiceover when it's in a movie, but the connective tissue in this is Cher's voiceover. That is
It's the
the
through
whole
line.
thing. It's a through line, and you either are there for it or you're not. I automatically think of the movie Adaptation, where I forget the main the character, but he's yelling at Nicolas Cage's character because he wrote down voiceover. He's like, if you fucking have to tell people what's going on, you've lost the plot.
So the thing about the voiceover though is you get so many of those great one-liners, and the way she mispronounces things. And we were talking about her being vapid earlier, and yes, that is very much like on the surface, yes, but she's got this earnestness about the world, and she like, one time I heard that if someone mispronounces a word, it's because they read it somewhere. They just haven't heard it spoken. And that should be I don't know, praised. That should be accepted just because they learned it through reading. And so that's why I think she's so curious about the world. She seems vapid, and a lot of that is the setting. It is being a valley girl in the 90s in LA, in Southern California, even in Northern California where we grew up. Part of that is like just the character and the location. But she's got this like she also kind of has this like wide-eyed, not like Ty, but she's also very curious about the world. She just has a little bit more she's got a little bit more reality than, I guess, a different kind of reality than Ty has.
I think the thing is, like, she is aware of the systems in her environment. I think if anything, whereas Ty is more like wowed by all of this, wowed by the fashion, wowed by the friends, wowed by being in Southern California, Cher is more wowed at her own ability to influence her environment. Like, I think that is it. That's where she gets off, is in that I'm going to influence things. I'm going to make the teachers fall in love. I'm going to take my mission of making this clueless girl popular. I'm going to make it a thing where I'm going to get her a boyfriend, and I'm going to get the perfect boyfriend who dresses really well and is cultured and totally is not into me because he's gay, which is fine, but kind of can see it a mile away. But like
a ticket holding friend of Streisand.
Yeah. My favorite is the line where he asks her, "Do you like Billie Holiday?" And she's like, "Oh, I love him."
While we're sharing favorite lines, can I share my favorite
please.
line of the whole movie?
Yeah.
It's when they're in PE and they're playing tennis, and Amber's like, "Miss Geist, my plastic surgeon says I can't do any activities where balls fly at my nose." And Dion's like, "Well, there goes your social life."
Goes your social life. Yeah. Probably the most iconic line in the or like, maybe
so
like,
many.
"You're a virgin who can't drive." That might be the most.
You're a virgin who can't drive.
That was way harsh.
Ty.
Yeah. Kelly, do you have a
so
favorite
quotable.
line?
Oh gosh.
Let me
I
think about it.
threw you in mid drink. You're like, I was breaking.
I know. I was like,
this asshole's asking me for lines. I was told I was told there'd be no lines on the test here.
Wait, no, I actually probably you know what's funny is I usually write down actually yes, I did write down my favorite line.
Okay.
Which was when Cher is in the car with Elton, and then she's like really kind of like messed up over how everything's gone down, and she's like, I'm having a Twin Peaks experience. And as a big Twin Peaks fan, I was like, yes, I like that.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. John, do you got a favorite line from this movie?
I hate to just piggyback, but the balls to the face, social life. Yeah. That's,
I expect
Oh,
nothing less.
I also like when she's watching Ren and Stimpy and she's like, they're like
Yes.
way existential or something.
You know, that's a
I
good
like
point to bring
that's a good
up. Oh,
one.
go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, I was gonna say my tiebreaker other favorite line is
Tiebreaker.
when when the dad says when they're about to go to the dance party, he's like, if anything happens to her, I have a 45 and a shovel. I doubt anyone will miss you.
Miss you.
Yeah, I like that one too. But I did want to point out one thing I think is interesting about this movie, and it kind of runs parallel to another movie that came out a little bit earlier than this film, is how meta this movie kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you brought up Ren and Stimpy, but there's Ren and Stimpy, there's the designers, Beavis and Butthead. It kind of reminds me of this vibe of movies trying to be meta. Like, you had obviously Scream come out. Prior to that, you had Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which was also very meta. Obviously, I'm pulling horror movies because that's where my brain immediately goes. But like, this is a movie that, for better or worse, take it for what it is. Like, you could say, oh, it's kind of a phony display of Valley culture, but at the same time, it's pulling from a lot of real things. You know, like Beavis and Butthead was the shit back then. I don't think people understand that was South Park before South Park. Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
Same with Ren and Stimpy. I mean, I'm literally sitting here right now, digitizing my Ren and Stimpy collection to put on my media server because I'm a fucking nerd. But it's a thing where, like, those were the core societal elements of that time for this.
postmodern art,
Mighty
baby.
Yeah.
Boss, the Mighty Boss
Mhm.
Tones. That was the
Yes.
ska
Oh my
era.
God.
Yeah.
That
Mighty
was like
Boss
ska
Tones.
revival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much ska, and like I forgot his ridiculous faces he makes as he's performing.
Oh
where I'm
my
like,
god.
why is he doing that with his face? How does that
Because
make
he's very
him a better
angry.
singer?
Okay.
He really, like, I think he does like a dish, like he does one of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah.
Like, for a
He does
video
it,
audience,
like,
you can
after
see it.
every line.
Yeah, looks like Lon Chaney Sr. in the Phantom of the Opera. He's doing that type of face. But kind of wrapping up this film, you know, we talked a little bit about the end where Cher kind of gets the realization that she's in love with Josh, and no one seems to like call her out on the obvious. But it ends up kind of being at this happy kind of moment. It wraps everything up in a nice little bow. You know, Ty ends up going with the guy she should have been with the entire time, Breckenmeyer, because of course he's one-dimensional, but he's actually like the nicest guy there,
Mhm.
Well,
who's got
see,
all the tardies.
that's a big part of the problem with this movie is they assume because she's a poor that they have to fix her.
Ah,
You know, that like,
That's a good
oh,
point.
yeah.
you don't have a lot of money. You might as well just be a piece of garbage. Let us make you better.
That's where it
And-
does kind of go a little bit into like the Jawbreaker Mean Girl vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, where you don't want to be seen with the people who make us laugh. Like, they even say that, like, oh, you don't want to be with Travis. He makes us laugh, yes, but you don't want to date that person. That'll ruin your whole high school career. So,
Yeah, he's a clown. He's here to amuse
Good
us.
point.
Yeah.
yeah. But
Good point.
part of Cher's character arc is realizing that's all bullshit, that he actually is a nice guy.
Yeah.
So that ties it up nice. You know, we kind of lose the plot on Dee and her boyfriend, other than the fact that, like, apparently road rage and the freeway can immediately
Oh.
no longer make you a virgin.
Okay, wait.
Apparently.
Actually,
With the friend in the back seat.
With a friend in the back seat.
I'm really glad you brought that up, though, because really quick, I wanted to say that the freeway thing was the most relatable
It's
scene in
fucking
the movie
hilarious.
for me,
Yes.
because I was like, that brought me back so quickly to when I was learning to drive, and I was
Yes.
so afraid to go on the fucking freeway for the first time. And so the idea of like accidentally getting on the freeway like before I was ready
Yep.
was actually terrifying. And so I
Well, even
felt her
rich kids
fear.
go through that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even rich
And like
kids go
people are honking at her, and she's like, and her friends are like yelling at her. And I was like, oh shit, dude, that would actually be such a serious problem. And I really felt for her in that
I mean, whenever I drive on the freeway now, I mean, we call it the Parkway here, but like it's the same sort of thing. Your brain either goes to two movies. It either goes to Clueless or it goes to Final Destination 2.
I knew
Oh,
you were gonna say
or
that.
both. Or both.
Oh,
at
man.
once.
It could be both. If you've
For
got
me, it's
bikers around you and there's a truck full of bunch
With
of
logs.
lumber, yeah. Your brain either goes one or two directions. It never goes
Can I
anywhere
just say
else.
that is
Yeah.
one of the most millennial things I think I've ever heard.
Fuck yeah.
In a good
those
way.
logs-
Fuck yeah.
Those logs
Traumatized
wouldn't
us
actually do
all,
that. though.
dude.
Those logs wouldn't actually do that, John?
No, they actually tested it, and the logs just hit the ground. They didn't bounce.
I don't
They
care.
don't like go straight through your windshield, like at you.
Listen,
Did you
that's
guys-
design, John. It doesn't care.
Did you guys see the marketing they did with the log
Yes.
trucks last
Yes.
year for Bloodlines?
That was
so good.
I hope someone got promoted.
Shitty
for
movie,
that or
but
got a
good marketing.
raise.
Yeah.
Well, I liked it, but I mean, anyway, yeah. that
John
was
and I are
awesome.
film snobs about Final Destination. We reviewed it because we
Oh.
had people on who really liked it, and we're like, okay, fine, we'll watch it. And don't get me wrong, I've seen worse, but I can't tend to go back. I'm like, so wait a minute, we're just completely rewriting all the rules.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
I don't think. Just devil's advocate a little
Sure,
bit.
sure.
I don't think
Yeah.
Final Destination is the franchise to be a snob about, but like that's okay. You can be a snob about anything you want to be a snob about.
like what you like. We always say that.
Like
Fair
what you
enough.
like. We always
Fair
we
enough.
don't gatekeep. Hey,
We're not going to
I'm a
gatekeep.
snob.
Yeah.
I'm a snob about all sorts of weird shit. I was just being a snob
Same here.
about the Evil Dead franchise. So like whatever.
That
like,
is that is a series to be a snob about. Though.
Okay, thank you.
You're among friends. Do I have a Necronomicon version of Evil Dead behind me? Absolutely.
I have that too.
But this movie, I think, just kind of in closing this before we get to our reviews, I think this movie did set the groundwork for these types of teen films to come after. I think movies like Mean Girls, like Jawbreaker, which is one of my favorites from this time period.
Pervert.
Love that fucking movie.
Oh, so good. It's my runner up.
So good. I haven't seen. That's one, John. We gotta do. We haven't
Wait,
done
what
that
movie?
one. Jawbreaker.
Jawbreaker.
Oh,
We
Jawbreaker.
covered
Oh, yeah.
we
Okay,
covered
just said
for
that not that long
Mayo
ago.
Violet.
You covered it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
As a
did.
final
we did
girl.
cover it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but anyway, like these movies really owe it to Clueless, in my opinion, of
100%
kind of
agree.
setting the stage for these types of. I don't think you would have
No,
Mean Girls.
makeover movies like She's All That. It's a makeover
Yes.
movie. Never Been Kissed. Makeover. Also very problematic.
Well, I
Never
think you
Been-
can look at this as like this is kind of like the dividing line between those films and say like the teen films of the 80s and 90s.
Fast
The
Times,
Hughes
yeah.
era. Yeah.
Like the Hughes era, or even one of the very problematic movies of that time, Just One of the Guys. Which, did you ever see that film?
I have not seen that one.
I don't know
It's a
if I
problematic
did.
movie. It's a problematic.
I mean,
Beautiful.
just by the name alone, I wouldn't watch it.
Beautiful fucking tits, man.
Who was in that?
a woman who,
Oh.
yeah, you're looking it up now in real time.
Okay.
Yeah, she goes undercover to high school as a guy to prove that, sexism exists. And she kind of ends up falling in love with her quote unquote best friend. And the whole movie is really just known for, the fact that she flashes him towards the end of the movie dressed in a tux with her boobs.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was the
Yeah.
80s. It was really fucked up. It was really,
Yeah.
but it was a
Ugh.
high school movie that was popular and everything. But like you have those types of films, and then you have this movie, which kind of changes the trajectory of the high school movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, the joke
And
is
then-
on the characters.
Yes.
It's not trying to portray them as cool, like, or like the way they would in a John Hughes movie,
Yeah.
or really troubled too. Like, it's either the cool kids or like the Jake Ryan in 16 Candles, or, our female lead who's like just like supposed to be the relatable one of like having to go through puberty and go through all that. These characters are not that at all. They're basically written like 25-year-olds with, credit cards and 5 automobiles and 3 houses,
We didn't mention that everyone in this movie looks like they're 25.
which
Yeah.
is
I mean, that's
which is
always the
good
way.
though. Yeah, if you're gonna have things with sexual undertones, even if it is comedic, you don't want them to look like kids.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll let that one go.
By the way, what happened to Megan behind you?
It's okay, thank you. You noticed
what
that,
happened
right?
to Megan behind you?
Did she fall?
She flopped. Like while we were talking, I finally put her up behind me. I've been working on my office. I had her over here before. I put her up there for literally the first time today, and she face planted halfway through the recording. She's on the floor.
I'm
Sorry.
keeping this all in. So for our audio only audience who don't know what the hell happened, Kelly has a Megan, what was it, like a standee?
Yeah.
That we saw through most of the episode, but kind of disappeared. We're like, she came alive.
Yeah.
I thought she just
room.
danced out,
She wanted to dance and talk a little bit about Clueless as well. So, all right. With that said, let's get to some reviews. So, for those of you who are not aware, our reviews section is where I pull some reviews, mostly from Letterboxd. Sometimes I also might pull it from other places. This time around, I pulled it from Letterboxd and a little bit from IMDb. But ultimately, this is where we pull some reviews and I talk about them. And truth is that I really don't want to pull these from Letterboxd or anywhere else. I want you, the listener or the viewer, to give me your reviews. So if you want to contribute to our review section for our episodes, do me a favor and join our newsletter. We have a newsletter. The link for it is in the description. And every week that I put an episode, I put out a call for reviews, and you can get your reviews played during this section. So if you've got some thoughts on a movie we're going to be covering, let us know, and we'll talk about them. All right.
We got Drop Dead Gorgeous coming next.
We got Drop Dead Gorgeous coming next.
Another good one.
Yeah. That's going to be a fun
getting
one.
your ideas ready.
We're going to do Amber as a final ish girl on our Patreon.
Nice.
Because she is. I mean, there's a lot of death in that one.
Yeah, there is. All right, let's get to review number 1. This is a nasty one. This movie, being a cult classic, is a joke. It probably has at least 3 iconic scenes, and that's it. You millennials need to pick a new movie to idolize. Oh, and that step siblings to lovers trope? Yuck.
Okay, but you have a McLovin icon.
Yeah,
you have a fucking McLovin icon, so step back. All
yeah,
right?
I love the fact that this person did put a McLovin icon for their self on Letterboxd.
And shitting all over millennials. Like that.
Yeah.
That's a millennial staple too. Okay.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, you millennials need to pick a new movie to idolize. That is like, it's like, wow, okay.
I don't think any of us idolize the movie. We just said it's a good movie.
It.
Yeah.
It's funny. That's it.
If I want to idolize
even
a movie,
as a favorite, even if it as my favorite movie, I don't idolize it. I know what it is for what it is. It's culty. It's campy. It's goofy.
I don't think none of us are taking it super seriously.
No,
like it's not meant to be taken super seriously.
Kelly, that's my favorite part about these is that some people, especially the negative ones, they're really like,
oh yeah,
fuck you for liking it. You shouldn't even know it exists. Why did you devote time? It's like, what else am I gonna fucking watch? The next Marvel movie? It's like, come on, dude.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone idolizes Clueless. I think, you know what it is? It's called Our Current Reality Sucks, and it's kind of nice to sometimes reminisce about simpler times. We didn't have things like pandemics and fascist people and things like that. It was,
Brian, our reality doesn't suck. Our reality bites.
See what you did there.
As if.
That comment is totally bussin'. All right, let's go to review number 2. I don't even know how to start this. Clueless is fine. It has some nice performances by Alicia Silverstone and Paul Rudd. The cinematography is passable. It can be quite funny, and the writing is pretty good. The main issue with this film is its point and the characters' arcs. Without getting into spoilers, so many arcs and themes seem incomplete, like it's too scared to go all the way with a message. Thoughts on this one?
I wouldn't say it's scared to go anyway. Like it goes to step sibling, like romantic relationships. It's not scared of anything. It knows what it is.
Does it need to have a message?
No.
No.
And the cinematography is passable is hilarious because it's like,
It's
what
a
are we
comedy.
trying to be here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we trying to be like a Robert Eggers movie or something? Like, come on.
Also, what are they trying to avoid spoiling? Like,
Well, I mean, this came from a professional reviewer on IMDb. Yes, it came from one of
This
those.
is professional. I mean, I don't even.
Professional.
Okay, it says I don't even know how to start this. Then don't start it like that. That should be a first draft thing you get rid of immediately.
right.
Well, first of all, like without getting into spoilers, should not even be something in there. Like just spoil the fucking thing, like or don't, or don't say it. Like I mean, and honestly, the line about cinematography is passable. I gotta be honest with you. As much as I like this movie, this is not a movie I would point to and say, "Oh, look at the cinematography."
I literally didn't even notice the cinematography, and like I have a film studies degree. I didn't even look at the
John and I
cinematography
both do.
once. Like
We're both
I
just like,
care.
yeah. I didn't really look at how are they painting the light with this one.
Yeah, this is comedy. You know, it's not. Yeah, yeah. This isn't. You know, Caligari. So
No, it's not Caligari. You know, I don't see the light you don't turn on. Fuck that. It's fucking Clueless, dude. So yeah, I don't understand why he says they're scared to go with a message. I mean, what's the message here? It's like there really I don't think is one other than what do these characters do in this environment, and are we there for the journey? Like that's what I think the whole quote unquote message is, but it doesn't have to speak to anything.
I think the movies can also just be an experience. They can just be
Yes.
like a slice of life thing. You know,
Yeah,
you
that's
can just
what this
go
is,
in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
This
can just
is a
like
characters study.
Yeah.
I guess you would say more than
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's distilling down a moment. I look at
That's
Clueless
exactly
as
it. Mhm.
just like with Reality Bites, it distilled a moment in time.
Mhm.
These movies are time capsules of their period.
Yep.
And that's all it has to be. That's it. Okay? All right, let's move to review number 3. What I liked. Some of the acting is very convincing and What I didn't like. Serious messages.
Okay.
They're there, but are mostly to buy into, not think about. These characters represent something so wrong. Clueless is a commercialized, cliched, American, very run-of-the-mill rom-com with very few funny moments. Fuck that person. It has funny moments. I suppose this film is supposed to be all that, but that doesn't make it enjoyable for me. Verdict, it's terrible. Really nothing redeems this film in any way.
I guess
Like,
I would
sorry,
be
your life
curious-
sucks, bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would be curious to know like how this movie plays for like non-Americans. Like I don't know if this person is non-American or if they're just coming at it from like I'm tired of, you know, seeing cliched American like stories, you know. It could go either way, but I'm just wondering like how that demographic of not us like feels about the movie.
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, that's fair. That's a fair point. And I mean, yeah, if I am coming from another part of the world and I see, 1995 Beverly Hills and I get the opinion like, oh, yes, that every American is obsessed with sex and fashion and, this is how high school is. I might, and if I'm especially coming from, part of the world that is not the most developed and just getting running water is kind of a luxury, I might take this movie and go like, well, that's not my experience. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but I don't, again, just like with the last one, I don't think there needs to be a serious message. I don't think this movie has to solve world hunger. I think this movie just has to be. That's it.
What's
What's Like,
it's like saying an like
saying
It's like a filler word.
Yeah. They wrote out a filler word. Yes.
They wrote a filler word.
Okay.
Professional critic.
They could have just left it at the ellipsis.
I feel like Cher would have a debate rebuttal to this. like she did.
What do you think,
she-
Sarah? What do you think her rebuttal would be?
It would be something like what you guys were saying. It doesn't have to be anything. The Statue of Liberty doesn't have RSVP on it. Like,
doesn't.
come on, everyone likes their things, until, and then she says what? Until mankind is peaceful enough to not have violence, there's no use in taking it out of like video games. So yeah, I think she would have some kind of like really measured response to this where she's just like, don't take it so seriously. Like this is
Sarah, I'm gonna start calling you Cher.
I'm here for that. I like it.
All right, let's get to our final review of the episode. Is it incest? I still don't know.
And they rated it 4.5 stars.
Oh yeah,
all they had 24,000 likes.
And is that Britney Spears? The paparazzi picture of Britney
It
Spears?
is. It totally is.
Oh,
yes.
Okay,
Yes,
I like
totally
this
is.
one.
Oh, yeah.
I really like this review.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it isn't, but it's definitely way too close for comfort.
It's
If
not
you have
illegal.
to ask, it's
John,
If you have to
John,
ask,
if
then
you
we're
have
too
to
far.
go with it's not illegal, you're not in the right. Okay.
Hey, I'm answering their question. It is technically not illegal.
All we're saying is that this is in the same realm as like, oh yeah, I want to marry my cousin. Fortunately, she's the second cousin, not the
Right.
one that's the first. It's
like if
in
you
the
have to
ballpark
qualify
of that.
it, if
Yeah.
you have to qualify it, then you're asking the wrong questions.
Can you imagine like what the, because like we don't know what happens after this movie, but like let's say for the sake of argument they do get married and they do have children. Can you imagine that conversation? Well, how did you and mommy meet? Well, it's a funny story, but your daddy
We're
used to be
siblings.
my stepbrother.
Didn't they almost make a sequel like last year?
Did they say they were going to make a sequel?
Dude,
Or was
I
that like
swear.
a fake out one? Because sometimes they make
No.
fake out posts like that.
Okay, wait. So listen, this was in the trivia. I wrote this down. It was announced in April, May. It was announced last month.
Okay.
Okay, wait. This was a sequel series. Okay, it says that a Clueless sequel series announced in 2025, which would have seen Alicia Silverstone reprise the role, wasn't moving forward. A reason wasn't given for the decision, blah, 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 but it was expected to generate significant interest, blah, blah, blah. So as recently as last year, they were shopping around a sequel series with her reprising the role. So presumably we would have gotten those answers.
And in
They're not getting
that-
Rudd.
No. All they're going to
That
say
needs
is
to be
like,
sensitive.
well, your dad ended up becoming a jewel thief and then he became a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where he's at. He's with the Avengers now. That's
And then
that's
they'll,
what he's
like,
doing.
They should just tie it into like the Paul Rudd like cinematic universe and have it like I Love You Man should be in there somehow.
This is 40.
Forgetting
Locked
Sarah
up.
Marshall.
That was
Oh
who
my
he. That was who he
God.
married. Like after the whole thing collapsed with
Leslie Mann?
with Cher. Leslie Mann, and then that whole thing happened, and then got together with I forget who the actress was that was in Ant-Man, but yeah, got together with her. So Paul Rudd's just been all over the place.
All over the place. Have you guys seen him in
all-
Role Models?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's one
That's
of
a
my
good
favorite
one.
Paul Rudd because he's an asshole and he's just a dick in that one. And it's like
Dude.
that's the only time I've ever seen him be an asshole.
we
I
we
loved
just
it.
went to our mystery movie on Monday and they showed a trailer for a new Paul Rudd movie that he's in with Nick Jonas.
Oh God.
Oh
it's
yeah,
called-
I saw the trailer from that.
It's called
Yeah.
Power Ballad. It looks
Oh,
so
my God.
rough. I don't like it at all. But Paul Rudd. I'm not
Do you-
gonna see it, but
Do you think Paul Rudd's starting to wear a little thin?
I
We said he's a
don't-
vampire, but I think he's starting to a little bit.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
no, because I just saw Anaconda. It wasn't good, but like it was watchable. Like the
I
new
still want to see
Anaconda.
that. I still want to see that just because the concept's hilarious.
It's not good, but like
No, it's not.
I've seen a lot of bad movies. Like honestly, like
But
I have a whole
exactly.
shelf.
Same.
I got a Neil
same.
Breen over here.
Oh
okay?
hell yeah! Oh dude. Okay.
Yeah, fuck that.
I think
guy.
we're on the level
fucking
here.
hate that guy.
Okay.
I fucking hate him.
Oh, sure. Well, no, he's a monster, but like
He's a monster.
He's
You
not
put
a
him
good
in the
person.
same realm of like history's worst villains. Well, there's Hitler, Mussolini, and Neil Breen.
Politically, he's not on the up and up, but
He's
like
a monster. Well, yeah, I mean, for you're a realtor in Las Vegas. What do you expect?
Okay, but no, what I'm saying is I'm grading on a curve and when it comes to bad movies. And so like Anaconda is not like total dog shit. Like
Gotcha.
you can throw it on in the background and like be doing something else and like you'll laugh a couple times is what
Okay,
I'm saying.
fair enough. We'll have to throw that on. But with that point, tell me a little bit about the Final Girls podcast. How did you both start it? Because you haven't been doing it for too terribly long. Like John and I, we're 10-year veterans at this whole thing. How did you guys start?
Well, we started. So the concept started in after I saw Terrifier 3. So my husband and I went to go see it, and we were driving home, and it was about a half-hour drive, and I spent the entire drive telling him why I thought Sienna was the perfect final girl. She's like our modern. I mean, I don't want to compare her to Sydney, but I feel like she has that kind of an impact in terms of like modern slashers. Just like I feel like Art the Clown is, this era's major villain, and she's this era's final girl. I think she kind of defines this feral final girl that we're seeing in this horror renaissance that we are lucky enough to live through right now. And I spent this entire 30-minute drive home just outlining reasons why she was such a good final girl. And my husband, he was like, I've already had a couple podcasts that I've done over the years, and I've been looking for another opportunity to do a podcast because I just have so much fun doing it, but I wanted a co-host. And I'd thrown this idea around that I wanted to do one. And then when we were driving home, Eric was like, you need to do the podcast on final girls, on each episode being about a final girl. And I was like, cool. Who would I have as my co-host? And then we both kind of were like, Kellie, because Kellie is Eric's sister.
Right.
And that's
so she's
how
family.
She is family. And I had known that she was really into horror and a film scholar. So it just made sense. I texted her, I was like, hey, what do you think of this? And she was a little apprehensive at first, weren't you, Kellie?
Oh, I was very hesitant. I'm an introvert and I don't even like until the podcast, like I wasn't even doing like social media or anything like that. Like I don't really like to put myself out there. I don't really like to engage with people for the most part. And I was kind of like, I don't want to like be having my voice and my like opinions out there, for like hours every week. And then now, fuck. I mean,
we've done 70 episodes.
We've done
Congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks. And we're regularly guesting on other podcasts. And so,
yeah.
To say I've gotten used to it would be an understatement because like now I genuinely love it.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't love like the social media aspect of it, which is why like Sarah for the most part like takes care of that. And like once in a while
I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it so much. So like I'll pop up in the comments and like reply to people once in a while. But like for the most part, what I love is like getting on recordings and talking about movies and watching movies. And so like this is great. Like I'm always grateful to be invited on podcasts and to do our podcast and that people have like embraced us. And it's just really fun talking about like badass women in horror movies. And so yeah, it's been a wild ride for the past year and a half.
Well,
Almost
horror
awesome.
is taking a major like feminist not turn, but just kind of taking this new genre, this of final girl being not just a survivor, but someone who fights back.
Mm-hmm.
And we love that. I mean, that's the kind of final girl we love talking about. So, especially
it's been the
these
exact
days.
right time for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot of fun. We drop episodes every Wednesday, and yeah, we're on social media. But there's a lot of podcasts that have the words "Final Girls" in them. So
I noticed that there's one other one out there. I was like,
Yeah.
that's not them. They have better
Yeah.
cover art than
we
the
have
one I was looking
we're
at.
the neon green
Yes.
and the pink. But yeah, if you can't find us on anywhere, we do have a website that has all the links, and it's final-girls.com. So yeah, we're
Awesome.
having so much fun. We love meeting people and talking with people, exactly like you two. Thank you for having us. You reached out to us at like a great time, because we were just it's fun. We love meeting new people and talking and having these kinds of conversations. So thank you for having us. It really cool.
And we
Awesome.
love adding like other podcasts to our subscriptions.
Yes.
I'm a big like podcast listener as well. I pretty much listen to podcasts all day long.
Mhm.
Like I work from home, and so I just have my earbuds in indefinitely, and I'm not even really like a big music listener. Like it's just always podcasts.
Nice.
So I'll definitely throw on like a bunch of your episodes.
Well, we have like 396.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, 396.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
10
That's
years.
crazy,
So
dude.
cool.
I
Yeah.
mad respect for that, because that means
Yeah.
that you guys got in like before you guys are the
There-
hipsters of podcasts.
I don't know about
essentially.
that. I mean, we got in. There was not this rise of what I call the people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to movies
Mm.
and are funny. Like I like to say that John, myself, and our former co-host Lane, we were like one of the OGs of that time,
Mhm.
because you either
That's
had the
awesome.
film twas, is what we call them, the NPR film spotting people, which they're fine, they're great, but they're kind of dry for my take. Or you
Mm.
had the drunk people who didn't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Oh, sure.
We like to be in the middle. If we
Thread
can.
the needle.
We try to thread
Yeah.
the needle. At least that's what we've tried to do for 10 years. But
I
That's
like
awesome.
that.
absolute pleasure having you guys on. You're hilarious, and I wasn't sure how this was going to go because we hadn't like met in person. We've talked a little bit on Instagram, and
I
could see,
haven't even talked to you guys.
yeah, I've been
at
talking to
all.
Sarah the whole time, but
like,
like I was like,
Hey.
is Kelly gonna show up, or is just you're like, no, she's coming. I'm like, okay, cool. But no, this has been great. I know I'm gonna definitely start adding your episodes to my list, because I also work from home and I listen to podcasts too. And I love the idea of looking at horror from a different perspective rather than just the same, because you get that. And I think exploring it from that final girl perspective and really focusing on them is a unique thing that, I don't see a whole lot in talking, especially about genre films.
well, we take requests. So
I'll get you some. So with it said, John, where can they find you at on the internets?
Facebook, Instagram, and great time for my voice to cut out on me there a little bit. But on the one shot, and over most importantly at YouTube at JDubs Video Nasties.
Awesome. And of course, if you have loved this episode, please do me a favor and share it. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your favorite Clueless fan. You've got one out there. I mean, if it's, Sarah's going to have to share it with her Clueless friends.
Mhm.
But yes, share it with them. Or if you want to, you can go to our website, cinemapsychoshow.com/follow, and you can follow us on your favorite podcast app of choice. And of course, if you're watching us here on YouTube, hey, thank you so much for doing that. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and let us know down in the comments, what did you think of Clueless? Were you alive in 1995? Did your high school look like this? We want to know. Let us know in the comments. And with that said, we will see you next time.
Up next on Brazzers, Clueless.